For the blog assignments, you'll work in your group similar to how you do with the discussion boards. When you go to the group area, you should see a link for the blogs. Mine won't look exactly like yours, so I can't walk you through the process as you'll see it exactly. But in each group, there'll be a set of guidelines posted. It may be that you have to go back and click the January 2019 blog post because that's when I put up the guidelines. Make sure you take a look at those. Read them carefully. I have a list of do's and don'ts here, and I say that you should be sure that you're reading them at least 2 times so that you follow them. And these are sort of general guidelines that will apply to each of the 3 blog assignments for the semester. In another place, you should find the link to what I have posted as Blogging with Theory, Immigration, Who Does It and Why, and this is specific to this first blog assignment. Okay, so I say for this assignment you should think carefully about the materials assigned from weeks 1 through 4. All of them, okay? I need to see you using terminology that was in week 1, historical context, definitely the theories, different classifications or types of immigrants that have been discussed. I have provided a number of blog post examples that I'll get to in just a second, and you definitely want to read through those. They give you a lot of different ideas about how to approach a blog. With this assignment, often students say, I don't know how to write a blog. I've never had to write a blog. But if you read them, you'll get a clearer sense of how to write them. You should have a thesis for this blog, and you should be writing around that thesis, right? Don't have it be something so general and broad like immigrants move for a better life, right? I mean, that is the overall theme of all of this, but your thesis should be more specific than that. It should be more narrow, so that you can write in a relatively short amount of time about something from all 4 weeks of the semester so far, and do it in a sort of reader-friendly, general audience, hey, isn't this interesting kind of way. The last thing here, should have put in the general guidelines, but make sure that you're writing your blog in something like Microsoft Word so you can spell and grammar check and do all of your editing, but be sure that you paste it in the box labeled for entry message. So when you go to the blog area, you'll see this button that says Create Blog Entry. Give your blog a title, right? Again, think about it. Blog, this is weblog, right? Blog comes from having a log on the web. So you're writing something, take note of the examples and how they give titles. You want your title to grab the reader and make them want to look at this, right? Imagine it's out there on a website. It's not. It's just here in Blackboard for your group members. But imagine you're putting it out there on some website and you want people to read your ideas. So put a descriptive title that really introduces what your blog is about, and then paste your blog in this entry message box. Okay? They give you the option down here to attach the file, but please don't attach it. That doesn't easily allow for group members to read and comment on your blog. So paste it in, and then what you can't see in the bottom right side, you'll see the post entry button. You can't see it on my screen here. You'll see it on your screen. Paste it in, hit post entry. Make sure you can see it. Now I want to show you the examples that I put up. So I added a folder called Blogging with Theory for this week, and I have in here 5 blog post examples. Right, the first 3 are about immigration related stuff, not exactly the stuff that you're covering here, but they give you ideas about how to approach writing a blog on immigration. This 4th one, it's not really very related to immigration. It's a racism kind of topic that the person is covering, but a very great display of critical thinking in writing a blog. So it's a good one to take a look at. This fourth one and definitely this first one, they're very long. They're long blogs, but even though yours shouldn't be that long, when you read something that is that long, you get a lot of different ideas about, well, I could do that, well, I probably won't do that, kind of thing in your blogs. And then the last one, I think is going to be probably a better example for coming up on the second blog where you'll be blogging with data, but I thought it was still an interesting and kind of good example of how to incorporate things from different sources into a relatively short blog. So you want to make sure that you click those links. It takes you out of Blackboard into a website to read someone else's blog that gives you an idea. So here, this is the person's title, right? And then he goes on to write, he's got a long quote here in his blog. Don't worry about all the extra stuff that's going on here. You won't have to pull out quotes in large font or anything like that. But you can see what he's doing. He's making an argument in this blog, and they all are, right? There's a thesis. Whether, if you can pull out the thesis as you're reading them, then that will work better for you. You see he's added a picture. You can add pictures if you can get Blackboard to cooperate with you throwing a picture in there, then please go right ahead. And as usual, when you have questions about what you're doing or you want some feedback on ideas, send me an email.